Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Ohio University Lancaster, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.
Welcome to Fairfield Today. My name is John Bosser. I am the host of the monthly installment of the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities sponsored program. Today we're at our new Pickerington Regional Office in Pickerington, right on Route 256, just east of downtown Pickerington, just west of Allen Road. Or maybe that's north and south. I never looked at the... Okay.
You're good.
My guest today, first of all, to start us off, is John Pekar, our superintendent. John, welcome to the program once again.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm here to give you directions on where we are today.
Well, that's why I bought a GPS last year, so I can know where I'm going. I'm not as bad as some people on our staff, but sometimes you need to know which way to go. John, we first came to Pickerington with an office and with a presence of staff, and I believe it was 2009. Tell us a little bit about how that evolved and why our board and our leadership team felt the need to have a presence in Pickerington.
Well, we've been growing exponentially for the last 14 or so years now in terms of people served by our board. In 1999, I believe we served about 340, 350 people. And today we're serving, I think, in excess of 1,100. That's a tremendous amount of growth. And when we looked at the numbers and where people lived, most of those people tended to be, many of the new people were in the northwest part of the county, actually the northern part of the county, even running over toward Millersport. So we thought that in our effort to bring supports closer to where people live, that we ought to give a try to establish a regional office where folks who lived in the northwest part of the county could meet with their individual support coordinators and other relevant staff here in Pickerington, rather than potentially drive all the way to Lancaster to meet them. Even though obviously Pickerington and Lancaster are in the same county, there's no straight route between the two. So in 2009 we established our first regional office, which was very small because it was really a test, about 1,500 square feet, and it was an immediate success. To the point, not only was that a success, but because of our growth, we were also outgrowing space in our other buildings that we had. So we had to alleviate not only the overflow of people in our other buildings, but also establish a more permanent presence here. So essentially, with a lot of shuffling people around, we were able to acquire this location late last year and renovated it and opened it this summer, and it's a very lovely 14,000 square foot building. And not only does it serve, I think, the Pickerington area really well, but it also alleviated the stress that we had on all of our other buildings in terms of people being overcrowded in those locations. The other nice thing is, because of this location, we were able to establish this as our organization's training center. There's a large room that we're in now that can seat roughly 200 people. About 3 other meeting room spaces throughout the building, so it works out real well, not only for us, but to the point where the county commissioners have even asked to use the building from time to time.
And with that, that's the end of our show.
That's it. You were going to ask me all those questions, and all the answers were right there.
It's kind of like the Don King theory. They used to say that if you ask Don King a question, you're going to get about a 25-minute sound bite, and then you have to go to commercial, and you already screwed up your entire schedule.
That's right. We usually blink when you want me to stop, so you didn't blink. I might have your attention.
You were on a roll, so I kind of kept with it. To talk a little bit more about the other department that's here, we have you mentioned that we have our service coordinators. We also have a couple of our early intervention specialists that work out of this office, but we also have Job Fusion based here.
Was that the question that you just answered? With all those who were there, right?
I just said talk about it. I didn't. It wasn't a question.
Yeah, we have 3 teams of individual support coordinators in the county. Our Pickerington team moved from our old location on Refugee Road to this location. We also moved our entire community employment department to this location from the Opportunity Center in Carroll, and that community employment department is now called Job Fusion to assist employers to find good employees, and those good employees very often are people with developmental disabilities. There's an expanded space now for our early intervention specialists who go and visit with those families who have children with a developmental disability who are age 3 and under. We also moved our planning department here as well, our quality and planning department. So it's this is a very nice location. Every once in a while I come by and it's nice and quiet and pretty new, and I'm thinking, boy, I wouldn't mind working in this building myself.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. I'm sure there are a lot of people in Lancaster that would like to get you out of there.
Probably.
Talk a little bit about as we're taping this program tonight. We're hosting an open house, so we have a lot of business folks coming in. All the neighbors have been invited. We have business leaders from throughout the Pickerington area, as you said, all the way across from Millersport, Buckeye Lake, all the way to Canal Winchester. Folks have been invited. We're using it as an opportunity to showcase not only the departments that are here, but to also showcase some of the talents of some of the people we have. And we'll be able to show some of that stuff as we're talking. Talk a little bit about how we've transformed our cafe into somewhat of an art gallery and greenhouse.
Well, we've first of all, to start off, I think it's important to note that the story of Fairfield DD is really the story about the people who are part of Fairfield DD and the incredible contributions that they make. And I'm not just talking about our staff, but the individuals we support and the personal genius that we find every day in everyone. The cafe here tonight has been taken over, as has most of the Opportunity Center recently, by our group of weeders from our master gardeners, who have done over the past year just a wonderful job coming into the Opportunity Center in Carroll and transforming the gardens and establishing a farmer's market. And they're showing their stuff over in the cafe here today. Art Rocks, which is another endeavor out at the Opportunity Center, has a great display up, and I hope a lot of the people who come tonight see that. It's just everywhere you look, there's innovation, and there's a story about what people with developmental disabilities truly can do if you take off the limitations, your own perceived limitations of what people can do. It's a wonderful thing to behold.
Well, John, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk to a few more guests. I want to plug something coming up next month, which I know is very near and dear to your heart. Our next installment of this program will be the opening of Discover You at River Valley Mall, and we're hoping to have some dignitaries from Columbus come down and help us. Give us just a quick statement about how that fits into your vision, without taking the rest of the 20 minutes of the show.
Well, Discover You is our mission is to assure that people with developmental disabilities reach their maximum potential and can contribute to the community and work in real jobs. Discover You is based at River Valley Mall and is really a pretty innovative program that's designed to provide young adults with not only a training curriculum in terms of the skills that are necessary to maintain employment, but also through businesses at the mall. They also can have paid internships at those businesses. For example, Old Navy has agreed to sign on with us as a site for interns. Elder Beerman has agreed to sign on. I'm going to miss somebody along the way, but there are a number of businesses that have embraced this concept very early on, and I'm really excited about it.
The other two are Charlie's Philly Steaks and Claire's Boutique. So, okay. Well, John, thanks once again.
Thanks, John.
When we come back from a break, we're going to talk with Helen Maley, who is the President, Executive Director of the Pickerington Area Chamber of Commerce.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours? 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice? 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Once again, my name is John Bosser, and we are at our Pickerington Regional Office of the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I'm now joined by Helen Maley, who is the president of the Pickerington Area Chamber of Commerce. Helen, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for inviting me, John.
And you're an old pro at doing stuff like this. I know we'll have a good interview here. And tell me a little bit about what it means for the Pickerington community to have a county agency bring our services up here rather than force them to come down to the central part of the county.
Oh, it's amazing that our parents can have their children in their community, involved in their community with job training and all of the wonderful opportunities that you guys offer. And I have a special needs child of my own, so I really get it from a different level, a gut level, and it's just amazing that we have you here, and it's been kind of a great thing for me to be able to send people here to you. So we really are glad you're here. Welcome.
Okay, and then the other thing that we'll talk about a little bit later, I think, whenever I have Ray Schmidt, our director of quality, who also runs our training program, to have a resource like this for people from throughout the Pickerington area community, as well as all of the county, to be able to come here and hold meetings and things like that. Now, have you guys held a meeting here yet, or no?
No, we have not. I've been out here a couple times and did some tours and stuff, and we were just talking tonight with John and Teresa to decide, who I can start connecting the dots of who can use the building and for what purpose. So I think we'll get that a little bit clearly defined, and then we'll start marketing this place, because this is a gem. We don't have a lot of space in Pickerington that can hold 230 people with the audio, visual, and all the things that you have. This is a gem for our community.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about some of your involvement with us in the past. I mean, since I joined the agency back in 2004, I've been coming to Pickerington Chamber meetings, and we've had the opportunity to speak a few times. We've sponsored a couple of events and participated in things. But for the first time, 2 years ago, we brought some Pickerington area businesses as well as your expertise to help us kind of shape how we deliver community employment up here, and as well as throughout the rest of the county with the now I lost it again, the community
action team.
Tell us a little bit about it.
I always like to say that my value, I actually say this, my only value is that I can connect the dots. That's what I do really well. So that community action team was just something that it was like a passion to me. I enjoyed it. You get a person that wants employment, and then we discuss their skills, and it was wonderful to be able to connect those dots so we could get that person employed in our local community, which is the goal of everybody here, is to have these people employed locally. Some can drive, some can't drive. We don't have a lot of transportation options here, so to be able to stay local was wonderful. So that community action team was just something I look forward to once a month. I guess we did it every other month, because we did it once in Pickerington and 1 month in Pickerington and one in Lancaster. So those are the kind of things, and I think we'll start meeting back up again and start doing some of that stuff now that you guys are settled here.
Well, Helen, I told you it was going to be easy. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.
You're welcome. Anytime.
And now we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Ray Schmidt, who is our Director of Quality.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. My guest now is Ray Schmidt, who is our Director of Quality, Innovation, and Planning.
That's right. That's right. Good to be here, John.
Did I get the?
You did.
Did I get the order correct and everything?
Yeah. Well done.
Let's kind of start. You're based here at Pickerington. This has kind of become our training center. So can you tell me a little bit about the facility and the resources here, and how, once we get things really kind of clicking, we'll be able to make this available to more and more community groups.
Yeah, it's a great facility. As you know, it used to be a church. And so we have the main meeting room. This, what used to be the sanctuary, is now our auditorium. And it can easily hold all of our employees, which is up to about 180 employees right now. And then we have 3 other training areas that are open to us, as well as a couple of other smaller conference rooms, and then room for our offices as well. But we have, beyond our own employees even, we have private providers that we service, and they need to be trained as well, and so we need to be able to offer them those options. But we have there's 438 approved providers for our county, 130 that are based locally, and the ones that we really target. And then we have 3 affiliate partners that we treat as our own. We treat them as if they were county board employees. So when you add up all those people, there's a lot of training needs, and that's what my department will be doing.
Elaborate a little bit on that affiliate partner program.
The affiliate partner program, we've made some attempts at it before, but this is a new attempt. Basically, what happens is we contract with these providers to do something very specific for us. In this case, they're doing something called discovery. And discovery is a process we go through to learn as much as we can about an individual, to find out about their families, what supports they have in the community already, what kinds of things really make them tick, and then from there create personalized plans for that person's future based on what they want and what they need. And so we've contracted with 3 different affiliate partners to do that. Along the way, too, many of them are providing a day program for us as well. And so we use those affiliate partners really to add capacity very quickly and more economically than if we just went out and hired a bunch of more government employees. So in this way, it's really a win for everybody, because we get unique providers that can help us build quickly. We get choices, real choice for people who are in the county. And we get to be to move ahead in our strategic plan much more quickly than if we did it on our own.
Very nice segue there, because the next thing I was going to ask you about was the planning part of your job, and how here at the end of the year we are working on finalizing our strategic plan as we move into 2014. Talk a little bit about our QIP, our Quality Improvement Plan, and where we are in our 5-year cycle.
Well, as any good company knows, you really have to be interested and dedicated to quality. And so we are certified by CARF, which is the Center for Accreditation of Rehab Facilities. And we've been involved in that for, I think, almost 8 or 9 years now. And we're coming up on a recertification this next year. And as part of that process, we do a strategic plan. We do a hardcore look at the strategic plan every 5 years, and then annually we update that plan. We're into our last update in 2015. We'll do a full-blown rehash of that plan. But what it does is it takes our mission and our vision statements and we make that real. We take those things that we know, and we create goals that then we can use to drive the agency. And it's one of those things. I like to quote Dwight Eisenhower. Everybody hates it when I start quoting people, but I like to quote Dwight Eisenhower, who said, "Plans are nothing, planning is everything." And that's really the way we work, is that we create these plans. It's our best attempt at doing something right. But every so often you get something that you just need to act on. And it's a moment in time. It's something that you have to do. Art and Clay was one of those things. Discovery was another one of those. The Discover You that we have at the mall is another one of those opportunities. And you just realize that the resources are there, the mission is there, it matches our vision, and it's time to move. And so what I like about our strategic plan is that it is our best attempt at planning for the future, but we're not scared at all of taking on a new challenge and moving in that direction if it means something good for the clients we serve.
Okay, it's maybe putting you on the spot, but is there anything in there this year that is really kind of right in your face, innovative and breathtaking?
Well, really, I mean, I've got to go back to Discover You. Discover You is one of those things where, as we look at it, it really focuses us in a new direction. When you look at Employment First, which is our newest initiative, it's the idea of, instead of assuming that people with disabilities can't work in the community or can't be a real part of the community, Employment First really says, let's look at that first. What can this person bring to the community? How can we help them become a full-blown member of the community? And you do that by bringing something of value, either in the way of employment or in the way of a service or even a friendship, But those are the things that let you become part of that community. When you look at Discover You, that is our attempt to really take one specific area and laser target our program to that concept. So Discover You, we're starting off in the retail industry, and we've located some space at the mall that we're going to be using for this. But the idea is that people join up with a program. It's three 9-week internships and then an orientation period right at the beginning, with the idea that when they're done, they're going to have a job in the community. And the partners that we have so far, which I just want to do a shout out to those guys, but Elder Bierman, Charlie Stakery, Claire's Boutique, and Old Navy have all stepped right up to the plate, and it's exciting to see their excitement in having people from our program work with them. And it's a paid internship, so these guys are getting minimum wage or better right from the start.
Well, Ray, thanks so much. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk with Dan Kemp, who is going to talk a little bit more about how that Discover You concept got its start here in Fairfield County with the Project Search program at Fairfield Medical Center.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism.
Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Timber Creek, nestled in a beautifully wooded setting where the staff and the management professionally serve each of its residents. You'll feel right at home in one of our newly renovated luxury 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments. Each apartment is equipped with GE appliances, mini blinds, wall-to-wall carpeting, ceiling fans, central air, and best of all, free gas heat. All the maintenance and repairs are completed daily by qualified staff members. Find your way home to Timber Creek, located at 154 Littlebrook Drive in Lancaster.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. My guest now is Dan Kemp, who is kind of famous in the Lancaster, Fairfield County area. Dan, welcome to the program.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me.
Now, you kind of from August to June, you're based at Fairfield Medical Center with our Project Search, but then you're also a job trainer with the folks that we have out working in the community through the summer. What kind of experience do you have with some of those folks, helping them build their career goals and really join the workforce?
It's a lot of the similar activities, very similar with the way we go about training, but then the difference of having them already having some experience and that will and know-how that this is what I want to do and where they want to work. So going out and having them almost tell me how to do their job instead of me trying to help the students that we have at the hospital performing their internship sites there.
Okay. Project Search at Fairfield Medical Center is now in what, its third year, fourth year?
Fifth year. Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about how that program works and some of the success stories that you've had with people getting job placements coming out of there.
Okay. It started actually in Cincinnati in 1996. Two ladies, one with Children's Hospital and one with the Great Oaks technical schools, trying to get a young lady a job. And with going to Cincinnati Children's, they got this young lady a job. She's been working there in the dentistry, dental department for the last 16 years now. And basically this is the transition of high school students that have completed their requirements from high school and transitioning into that work. So we do 3 10-week rotations, and they learn different skills from hands-on experience within the different departments, and then a lot of the soft skills we teach them. In fact, today we visited Fairfield National Bank and learned a little bit about budgeting and having a checking or savings account, which goes along with their math lessons in class.
Okay. Talk a little bit about how the program has evolved, where at first, you had, I think, maybe 9 or 10 people in 5 or 6 departments, and all of a sudden next year comes around and you got departments coming out of the woodwork wanting to be involved.
Yes, we had the first year they had 6 students and they had 6 internships, I believe, and then through our yearly celebration of possibilities, one of the departments, the police department, came and asked if, hey, how can I get involved and have the students come out and help us in our department? And from that, we've now grown to an average of 9 or 10 students each year, and we're up to 17 internships within the hospital. And it's really great that we have a lot of great natural supports within the departments, which help out because we have 3 trainers and then the teacher. So when we start the internships, it's a little hard to get around and give each individual their time. So it's great to have those natural supports that help us make that transition into learning their sites as we begin.
Okay. Talk a little bit, Dan, about how how Job Fusion, our community employment department, and the Project Search program at the hospital kind of work together, and how you guys kind of have your own little family.
It is amazing. It's like I have a home away from home and then another home. Our Project Search family.
What are you, a nomad?
Our Project Search family, we have this year as the second year with the other 2 trainers, James Armstrong and Andrea Headley, that have been helping out. And Linda Ferguson, the teacher, is great. She's been there all 5 years, and I've been there the second through the 4th or 5th year. And we just kind of do our thing there. And then as we come over to Job Fusion, we know we have the backing and support of Job Fusion. Once these students either transition to work or continue on to some other programs that we have, we've always got the other trainers right there at home per se, at the office, helping us to help them make that successful transition so they can become competitively employed.
Well, Dan, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And you do a great job. We're really proud of you and proud of all the work that you guys do. That's about it for us tonight here in Pickerington. Next month, as John said earlier, we will be broadcasting from the grand opening of our Discover You facility at River Valley Mall. So until next month, have a safe and happy holiday, and we'll see you on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Ohio University Lancaster, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.